how to implement business rules. So let's see what business rules are first. So business rules are actually an attempt to replace the JavaScript. JavaScript are used to customize your forms, right? So where you need to know how to write JavaScript. You need to be a programmer in order to make validation on your forms. So normally most of these changes or validation that you make will be very similar one. So but I mean, non-programmers cannot do it. So business rules are a way where system administrators or power users who have enough privilege can create business rules on the form for validation, for data, validation or changing the field components. So these are an attempt to replace the JavaScript as I mentioned, but it cannot completely replace it. There are four ways you can access or create, view and edit your business rule. One is from the solution. You can go to the particular solution and entity, because forms are entity wise, right? Each entity got a set of forms and this business rules are related to each form. So you can go to the solution entity. From there you can access the business rules, or you can go to solution entity for a particular field also you can find it. Second way is from the form editor. On the form editor we can go to set of business rule, or form editor field you can access it. So the scope of business rules. So for entity, all forms and server, for all forms, from all forms you can access it. We will see this one, specific form. So the business rule can be applicable to the entire forms of the entity or only for a specific form that we can mention. So we will go to our settings. We are in lead entity now, so we can see business rules. So here we don't have any business rule to see, so we will create one. So basically we need to give a name here and we need to mention the condition. Before we are going to create one, we will see what all things we can do using business rules. So using business rule we can make a field business record when the value in another field is changed, or we can set the value of a field based on some criteria, or we can calculate the value in a particular field based on the value in some other fields. You can show an error message whenever something invalid happen, or you can show hide a particular field or enable disable a field depending upon the value entered in some other field. So these are the operation you can do. That's what I'm saying. The operation that you can do using business rules are limited. So this is how you will do it. For example, set exchange rate field business record. So we'll put a condition like if the status of that field equal to active, then we'll put an action. Set the exchange rate as business record. Can also mention else if. Earlier when the business rule got introduced in 2013, we didn't have any option like that, but in 2015 they have an option. We can mention else if. We can mention else if clause, where also we will mention a condition. The currency doesn't equal to something, then we can put the action. So these are all the operations you can do using business rules. Show an error message, set a field value, set the field as business required, set the visibility, set a default value to a field. We can lock, unlock a field. That all we can do. So we will do it now. We will mention a name. What we need to do. We'll find some criteria which we can apply. Okay, we have a lead rating. So we will mention something. If the lead rating is warm or hot, then we will make the business phone as mandatory. That is the condition we are going to put. So set business phone. Business phone as mandatory or business record. The name of the rule. Here we have the scope. This business rule need to apply at the entity level or all the form level, information other type of form, or only to the lead. So I'm just going to select all the forms. You can get a information about it also. Scope. So we'll put a condition under if then. the condition by clicking add here. So it will show you all the fields in the lead. So I'm going to select rating. Yeah, no, I'm going to select. We go to customization entity. So business rules are entity related. So mention rating. So the rating is equal to, yeah, you can put all the operators, value or field. Value means it will select the field. Field means this field, the value of this field is equal to value in some other field. Yeah, that's what is equal to that. You will select value, select hot, click this checkbox. Condition put it. The rating is equal to hot. I can add multiple conditions. Then what is the action you need to do? You need to, yeah, make the set business record. I will select business phone. Yeah, make it as business record. I can do multiple action also, or else I can put another condition. Else if rating is not equal to, doesn't equal to hot. That means in other two fields. Some case we may have multiple values over here. I will option set. On the other side, what you need to do is you need to make the, then I can put multi. What I am going to do is I need to log that field. Business phone log, unlock. Yeah, I'll do one more task. Show an error message. Error message is like field to show message first of all. Can be a error message or no success message, anything. So because rating is, after that what you need to do, you need to save it and you need to activate it. Only activated business rules will work. Okay, so now we have it here. Now whenever we refresh the page, depends upon the rating, it will check. Each time when the form is loaded, it will check the rating. So here you can see an error message, business phone lock because rating is not hot. And it is also lock also, right? Now if I change into the disqualified, it's also it will be the same. Business phone is lock. Now if I change into hot, save it. It's become mandatory. Yeah. So one thing we supposed to have been doing is there are two types of business rule. One is now we have done it on the form, right? Now we can do it on the field also. So in that case, when I'm changing on this one, right, that particular moment it will change here. Now also it is changing that way. Why? Because we have mentioned here when showing the error message, right? That point in time we have mentioned. Cool. So that's how we'll create business rules. Now we have seen how we can access it. So one way is from the settings, entity, business rules. Other one is we can form to the form editor, because business rules are related to your form, not directly to the entity. Yeah, here you can see business rules. Now you can see only one. This is the one we have just said. Create new business rule. You can create one. That is how you will create it from the. Yeah, obviously at the backend, what is running is JavaScript only. So having a lot of business rule is also not a good idea. Now what I'm trying to show you now is when you create a field, select a field, you'll have an option called business rules. So here also you can create a business rule specific to that field. This way also we can access the business rules from the field also. So it's not necessarily that it will be specific to that particular field. It's nothing like that, but here also you can access it. Here you can see the scope is belong to the lead. Okay, so that's how we'll create business rules.